Welcome everybody to game number 3 for the WASA Golden Eagles versus LWSRA. Team number 2, we saw team number 1 yesterday, got out to a big 20-point lead and then got close game. Finished, I think, by 8. This is their second team, big program out in LWSRA. So this is their developmental team, so you'll get a chance to see lots of new faces from Marquette in this game. Largely because playing this team number 2, but also because there is a Division III game that has gone into overtime on that far court that has 3 of our varsity players. Mac, Taylor, and G are all playing in Division III. You can see G cutting to the hoop in the background. And this game, you have Sydney and Kat and Lucy that you are familiar with. You also have Terrence, number 44 at the top of the key. Sydney close to the hoop, does not finish. And then you've got Sophia. Sophia, an 8th grader on the prep team, getting some time here with varsity. So Marquette got the jump ball in that Division III game on the other side of the court. There's 30 seconds left. There is a shot clock in Division III basketball over there. Taylor's got the ball deep in the corner. Turnover, not good for Marquette. Chicago can run out the shot clock if they want to in that game over there. They're going to have to foul. Timeout called by Chicago. Meanwhile, we are back in action for LW number 2 versus the Hawks. Steal by Kat, but she dribbled out of bounds. Referees are not going to give Marquette any breaks. That's typical when you have mismatched teams. In the corner, out to number 10. Number 10 sees somebody in the lane, struggle for the ball. Sydney pokes it away. Lucy has it. Lucy getting deep, gets it over to Kat. Kat sees Sydney. Sydney sees the hoop. Sydney sees the 2 points for her team. First buckets of this game. Already a minute underway. Some good experience for Terrence getting picked out there. Kat's got the steal. Not sure what's happening there. All right, so resetting of the shot clock. I think perhaps the game clock wasn't running, and it should be running off of the score. Sydney cuts to the lane. Another 2 points for Sydney. So Marquette showing a bit of a press here. Good defense by Marquette, keeping everybody out of that lane. Ball gets poked away. Deep shot. Tire goes out of bounds, so it's Marquette basketball. Sydney and Kat bringing the ball up. Reminiscent of the prep team 3 years ago. Kat now a junior, Sydney a freshman on the team. Kat in the middle, gets a dish from Sydney. Marquette takes a 6-0 lead. Another steal by Marquette off of the press. Ball goes out of bounds. Hawks basketball. All right, timeout Hawks. We'll be back in just a moment. We are back in action. Marquette still showing a two-person press, so not a full press here because you'll see all 5 players on the backcourt, but giving them a little bit of a challenge. Good for them to practice that as a young team. Hawks get the ball across, no problem. They're going to keep that Hawks ball. All right, ball is in. Down low, ball bounces off of 3 Marquette players. Stays Hawks ball, 9 seconds left in the shot clock. Nice cut to the lane by 20. Ball is up. Almost in. Katz got the rebound. Sophia with a nice seal. She slows down to keep 10 out. Great seal. Ball is over to Sydney. Kat and Sydney show here. They've got all 8 points in this game. Hawks do a great job breaking the press. Now they set in their offense. Ball's too strong. Out of bounds. Marquette basketball. So final score in that Division III overtime game. Marquette 59 and Chicago 64. Chicago takes it away in overtime. Again, super exciting part of this tournament here, the Big Cheese tournament, one of the rare tournaments that combines prep, varsity, and adults. So we've seen several Paralympians on the court earlier in the day. Just on this same court were Opie, Jake Williams, Romy, and others, part of that Division I talented team. On the far court there, you're going to see the Illinois women's team taking on I believe they're going to play the adult LWSRA team. So great basketball here in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Ball almost goes in for an and one, but it does not. Lots of cheers behind us. Maybe during the timeouts we'll switch behind us, which is the prep game. So for a moment there on all 3 courts, you had Marquette basketball. Prep getting a rematch. ATX with a super strong team traveling up from Austin, Texas. So now on the court, you have Sophia, Terrence, and Ethan getting some varsity action together with Lucy and Sydney. So Lucy and Sydney are going to be the ball handlers. There's a seal by Sydney for Lucy. Lucy's going to take the jump shot. Great to see her getting that practice in. Hits a 6-foot shot. Applause from the bench that has now joined us from their Division III game. So that those seniors and one junior sitting on the bench over there, unlikely to get much action in this game. Another close shot by the Hawks. Hard to believe those last two shots have not gone in. They're down to a 10-point deficit. Sydney's got the basketball. Sophia over there with a nice seal. Ethan down the middle. Lucy's got the ball again. She sees Sydney down low. Sydney gets blocked. Marquette's basketball underneath. Good defensive play by number 56 on the Hawks. We've seen him before in some prep games. Lucy back to Sydney. They forget to take the inbound pass. Terrence in the middle. Almost scores. Those would be Terrence's first points of the season. Hopefully we can see them score. Nice pass to the middle. Now they're too far under the hoop. Sydney takes the basketball away. Here comes Marquette. Lucy's got the ball. She's got the wheels. All right, they call a 10-second violation of Marquette getting the ball across the court. Good defensive possession for the Hawks. Today on the camera, we have Saoirse Whaley-Smith helping us out. Catherine's wide open under the hoop. Nice soft pass by Sydney. And Catherine scores. That pass was almost the length of the entire half court. Marquette's up 12-0. Exciting game behind us. ATX versus Marquette. After a blowout loss, Marquette back in it in the first quarter on this prep squad court. They are down 5-6. On the court, you have Kat, Sydney, Ethan, Terrence, and Lucy. Ball swings over to Lucy. Sydney gets a seal. Lucy cuts to the middle of the court. She sees Terrence. Now it's Lucy's turn. Buckets. Marquette's got a 14-0 lead. Hawks have a 5-on-3 opportunity. About a 4-foot shot goes in. Hawks first buckets. It's 14-2 with 2 minutes left to go in this quarter. Catherine sees Terrence. Terrence takes her time. First bucket of the season for Terrence. Big smiles. Cat with the steal and the bucket. Terrence with the steal over to Cat. Sydney's open in the middle. Slows down their chair and scores. Great to see the Hawks have such a robust program that they're able to field 2 varsity teams. We've only got 6 varsity players on the court typically for us. The prep squad, however, has a deep bench. Several offensive rebounding opportunities. A block by Cat. About 4 offensive rebounds and a bucket for the Hawks. Sydney with the spin move. She's in the lane. She's got to shoot. She does. And she scores. Great ball handling. And bucket by Sydney. 5 seconds left to go. Hawks get up a shot. It's close, but no good. That's the end of the first quarter. LWSRA Hawks number 2 with 4 points, and your Marquette Golden Eagles with a strong performance at 22. During the quarter break here, we're going to spin over to action on the prep court. To let you see it there, ATX has opened up a 10-5 lead, but Marquette has the rebound. Lots of dads recording here. So good to see that spreading. This team from Texas, so lots of relatives back down there. Anna crosses it over to her sister Ivy. Ball tapped out of bounds, not be able to be saved by ATX. Marquette Prep has a 5-point deficit with 30 seconds left to play. Ivy has the basketball. Nice seal by Joey into Anna in the middle. Over to Leah. Great buckets. So Marquette Prep with 15 seconds left in the first quarter is only down by 3. Great news over on that court after a disappointing loss yesterday. We're back in action on the varsity court. On the court, you've got Mac, Terrence, Ethan, Sophia, and Taylor. Lots of fans here out at Pewaukee High School, just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is our home tournament, the Big Cheese. Max got the basketball. Good dive by Sophia. Taylor cuts to the middle. Ball over to Terrence. Taylor's got to get out. Strong backboard shot. A little too strong. Doesn't go in. But a decent shot. Good entry-level pass, not able to hold on to it. Ball's out of bounds. Marquette basketball. Mac takes a 3-point shot. Nice smooth shot. Just off the rim. Doesn't connect. Mac known to hit that shot, usually off the backboard. This time a high arcing shot. Hawks have a little bit of transition offense here. Not able to convert. Deep pass to Taylor. Taylor tries to catch it behind his back. Not able to catch it. Hawks have the basketball. Basketball is such an inclusive sport. Lots of different skill levels across teams and even on teams. It's so inclusive, they even let us able-bodied people play once in a while. If you're not already part of a 3-on-3 team, check out the Ability Center's 3-on-3 program in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Lots of parents playing with kids. Great opportunity to get out there and try the sport yourself, typically on Thursday nights in the off season. Hope to see you out there. Meanwhile, Hawks get up a good shot. Do not connect. They're down 24-4 with 8 minutes to go in this first half. Big cheers behind us. Marquette able to stay within 3 points on that prep game. Taylor Post down to Mack in the middle. Mack is short there. Has a grimace on his face. All right, so Marquette is now up by 20 points. That means that they can no longer press. But that doesn't prevent backpicking by the offensive team. Taylor comes in to help out Terrence get back into the defense. Nice cut to the lane by 56. They roll in. Good shot off the backboard. Not able to connect. They get the offensive rebound. Max got the rebound this time, and is going to bring the ball up the courts. Max got a steal from Sophia. Taylor sneaks into the lane. Terrence, 4 points for 44. Exciting to see Terrence getting some playing time and putting it to good use. Goldman has the ball for the Hawks. Into Rittenhouse in the middle. No good. Marquette basketball. Ball stolen. Here come the Hawks. Sophia's got an opportunity for the steal. Not able to get there quick enough. Nice shot by Goldman. Taylor cuts to the lane. Great pass from Mack. Nice and easy off the backboard. You can see how critical it is to keep players out of the lane. So next time you're watching a Marquette game, watch that aspect of the game. If the other team's able to slice into the lane, that usually means points, as it does here for the Hawks. Taylor Post with the basketball. Mack coming over to provide the dive. He cuts to the lane. That opens some stuff up for Taylor. Taylor gets a nice, smooth shooter's roll. So over in this prep game, great shot by Ivy off the backboard to keep her team within 4 points. Actually within 3 points. Next quarter break or halftime. We'll turn you over to that side if they're playing. Hawks have the basketball. They're down by 22, but have been able to get in the lane and take some good shots. Here they are on the block. Shot is up, just short. Taylor taps it over to Gianni, who has checked in on the court. You've got Gianni, Lucy, Taylor, Sophia, and Ethan. Let's see if they don't try to get Sophia the ball to score. G cuts to the lane. Scoop is up and scores. Hawks get deep penetration. Nice, easy shot by Goldman off the backboard. Lucy's got the basketball. She sees the lane. She sees the backboard. She sees the bucket. Good finish by Lucy Rates. Loose ball, called a jump ball. That ball will go to the Hawks because, of course, the Eagles got the opening tip. So Leah with an and one opportunity back on this prep court to tie the game with just under 3 minutes left in that prep game. As a reminder, there's a separate YouTube channel, the WASA Golden Eagles Prep, if you'd like to stream that game in its entirety, because Leah just tied that ball game with 3 minutes to go. Here on the varsity court, we have Lucy with a breakaway, takes an 8-foot shot, leaves it short. It's Hawks basketball. Hawks have the basketball, have about 4 seconds on the shot clock. They get an open shot in the middle, not able to connect. Sophia with the shot attempt. Nod of approval from the audience. Good to see Sophia getting those opportunities. Cooper on the prep court, one of the younger players. He gives the lead to Marquette. They're up 15-14 with 2 minutes to go before half. Same amount of time on our game here. Lucy wide open to the lane. Stops her chair. Too strong, maybe too open. Taylor gets fouled and has the and one opportunity here on the varsity court. Taylor, an excellent free throw shooter. Ethan picking out number 13. Lucy's got the basketball. Under a minute to play in the first half. Ball launched to Taylor. Taylor has a breakaway. Angles her chair. Tries to scoop, doesn't finish. Hawks have the basketball. Nice move to the middle of the lane. Not able to connect. Marquette's going to dribble out the clock. Or maybe not, but regardless, the clock expires. And after half, your score is Marquette 39 and the Hawks 10. We'll turn you over here to the ATX and Marquette prep game. Only 35 seconds left in this game. Marquette is now back down by 15. I'm sorry, down by 5, 20 to 15. See if they can't cut this 5-point lead down before they go into half. Looks like they're going to wait for the last shot. Here comes Anna over to help. Oh, nice cut by Ivy Cosgrove. Ball's too strong. She had plenty of time to reposition her chair and use the backboard. Coaches are going to have a talk about that. Nice D by Cooper to frustrate that shot. So, again, after a disproportionate loss to ATX yesterday for the prep team, they've got it within 5 and even had the lead in this first half. So both teams are at halftime. A reminder, if you want to watch that prep game, you can watch WASA Golden Eagles prep. Otherwise, hang with us for the second half of this varsity game. We'll be back after halftime.
Hello.
That's Superstar Cat Redden, everybody, welcoming us to the second half of the WASA Golden Eagles versus Hawks number 2 on the court. You have Mac and Kat, Sydney, Sophia, and Terrence. Ball's in. Mac has basketball. Looking for the deep pass over to Kat. Kat does a great job keeping it in bounds. Over to Sydney in the middle. Sydney with the 4-foot shot. Rattles out. Good looking shot. Halfway down, but pops right back out. Hawks get his pass deep down low, but not able to recover. Mac has the basketball. Sydney cuts to the middle, as does Terrence. Two people in the middle. Terrence gets the ball. Ball is up. Sydney taps the ball back out. Sydney over to Mac. Kat gets a steal from Sophia and gets the bucket. So we reach a new phase in this game, which is after 31 points. It is a continuous clock, which means even on a free throw, it will not stop. Thank you to Alec for teaching me that rule. He was my co-host at the Whitewater tournament. Good thing the camera wasn't on there. 2 bad misses by WASA.
Totally was zoning. Next point. Oh, nothing today. We texted. Will you control it for a second, Lex?
All right, here come the Hawks. Mac meets the offense out above. Sydney back up. Teardrop pass and 3 tall players. Somehow number 3 gets it and takes a shot. Rebound by the Hawks. Ball is up. No good. Marquette basketball. Sydney sees Terrence. Too strong. Hawks basketball. Sydney has the basketball. She's got Mac and Terrence. Mac in the lane a long time. Not able to connect. Hawks bucket. Ball deep into Sydney. She gets her own rebound. Second shot goes in. Ball goes to Marquette. Mack has the basketball. Over to Cat. Cat drops it in. Meanwhile, behind us on the prep floor, ATX has opened up an 11-point lead. Catherine with the rebound. Hawks have numbers. It's just Sydney back on defense. Follow up by number 3. They've got 14 points on the board. Lucy's got the basketball. Sees a shot that she likes. Taylor's got the rebound. Back over the shoulder. Taps it back out to G. Where you going? Wrong way, Ethan. Ethan a little too excited. Was headed down the wrong way. Nice pass over to Lucy. Lucy, strong pass over to Terrence. Gets over to Taylor. Ball out of bounds. Going to go to the Hawks. Behind us, ATX has opened up a 13-point lead with 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Hawks bring down the ball. Ethan's got to get the ball across the court. Nice pass over to Lucy. Fortunately, off of her foot plate. Ball out of bounds. Hawks basketball. Behind us on the prep court, ATX opens up a 15-point lead after a strong first half performance, particularly on the offensive side. Marquette is now down on the prep court by 15. All right, we are at the end of the third quarter here on the varsity court. We'll be back for the fourth quarter in just a moment. We are back in action. Folks, we've turned off the scoreboard for the remainder of this game. So the score will be locked in as of the end of three quarters. Scored by the Hawks. Sydney to the lane. Ball rattles in. Sydney continues to shoot well from that 4 to 6 foot spot.
When does the game end?
Sydney has the basketball. Over to Terrence. Nice pass by Goldman on the Hawks. Sydney drives to the lane, finds Terrence. Oh, does not go in. Such a close shot. Another good pass by Goldman. That time, there's the finish. Some offensive bright spots for this young LWSRA 2 number team. Sydney has the basketball. She gets close. Sophia gets a rebound. Back out to Sydney. Sydney takes a second shot. She's been a little short on some of the shots, but the second she gets the ball back, she's been able to connect. Strong performance by Sydney in this game, with some of the juniors and seniors on the bench for the most part of this game. And one opportunity for the Hawks. Terrence with the rebound. Terrence decides to bring the ball up. Nice steal by Taylor. Terrence coast to coast, too hard off the backboard. Goldman has it. Sydney's the only defender back, forces the pass. Out of bounds, Marquette basketball. Sydney to Taylor. Taylor's got a seal. Sydney's open on the other side. Nice pass. Sydney slows down her chair a bit and scores. Terrence with strong defense and the rebound. Gets it over to Sydney. Ball poked away from Taylor, stays with Marquette. Ball over to Terrence. Terrence got a good angle and scores 6 points for Terrence in this game. ATX up by 22 points on the other court, starting to let some other subs come in. Nice pass by Anna over to Ivy for the scoop. Bucket on the other end of the court here. I think that was by Sydney. Got distracted by the prep game. On the court, you've got Sophia, Ethan, Terrence, Lucy, and Sydney. Ball poked away by Sydney. Lucy's got the basketball. Lucy. Terrence got the rebound. Terrence got another rebound. Not able to connect. Shot clock was running low. Had to get up a shot. Out of bounds. Marquette basketball. Lucy follows Sydney to the lane, not able to connect. Another basket for Hawks basketball. Lucy's got the basketball. For a moment, had an open lane. Sydney's got the rebound. Up and in. .30 seconds left in this prep game. Marquette down by 20. See if they can bring it under 20. Super strong performance by Marquette. 3 out of the 4 quarters, they were in it with ATX, but that last quarter or that third quarter didn't do them any favors. Ivy hits the three-pointer to bring it down to 17. Got to be happy with that first half performance. Lucy squeaks into the lane. It's up and in. Lucy definitely adding shooting to her game. It's great to see. So the prep ATX WASA game finishes after that three-pointer. Marquette 31, ATX 48. Strong 3 quarters by Marquette, but ATX got a great 3-quarter lead that was insurmountable. But coaches should have lots to be happy for in that first half of the game. All right, that finishes up us here. We'll see you back around 2:30 for the Madison game, where your Marquette Golden Eagles will take on the Wisconsin UW-Madison Badgers.